Hey y'all, welcome back to another book review. Today we're reviewing another Christmas rom-com that I read in my 24-hour Christmas book reads, and it's A December to Remember by Jenny Bayliss. Sorry, I couldn't remember if it was Jenna or Jenny. But this book, I'm excited to get into it because I actually really enjoyed this book, so definitely would recommend. First, let's talk about what this book is about, shall we? So essentially, this is a story at its core. It's a story about sisters, which I'm a sister. I'm an older sister, so reading about sisters is something I really like to do in books. So I was very happy to pick this up, and because I didn't really read the back before getting into this, but to learn that it was basically about sisters, I was like, okay, wait, I'm going to enjoy this. So essentially, you have three sisters, Maggie, Simone, and Star, and they share the same dad, but they all have different moms, and they all come from, wildly different lives. Maggie's mom was, really control, they stayed in the same town their whole lives. Simone's mom was, super, I guess she was more the controlled one, their way of life was really strict. Simone ended up coming out as gay, and her mom was not so accepting about that. And then Star's mom lived on a commune and was a hippie, so she grew up kind of like a hippie. But their dad ends up passing away. This isn't a spoiler because it happens on literally the first chapter. And they all come back to the town where their dad lived their whole life, except Maggie, because she lived in that town, to plan the funeral. And they find out that there's some weird stipulations with his will, and that their dad actually wrote a few things in the will that they had to do before they could get the will and the money. So they are kind of frustrated because they're like, what the heck? And the other thing is they only saw their dad once a year for a month. They weren't very close with their dad, but they did like their dad. They did love their dad. There was no animosity there, but they weren't super close. So they're kind of frustrated because they all have their lives to get back to. They're busy and they all have their own conflicts, but they have to stay in the small town for the month of Christmas to complete the will. And basically the thing that he wanted most was to see his daughters plan a winter solstice together. So apparently when he was little, the dad, there used to be a winter solstice party that everyone would go to, and he wanted the girls to replan that. So basically you follow these three sisters while they plan this party before Christmas. So I was really intrigued when I read the back, stipulations about a will. It feels very Agatha Christie, and it's even mentioned in here about will readings and how Agatha Christie it is. But basically, when I started reading this, it started off rough because I just had finished A Merry Little Meet Cute because I was doing this in 24 hours. And the first 50 pages, I was like, what is this? There's so many characters. There's so many, plot lines. I was so confused, and I was like, I felt like the writing was a little weird in the first 50 pages. However, after the first 50 pages, I loved every second of it. So it's definitely worth it. You just have to power through those first 50 pages. And each of these sisters kind of has a romance. So that's where the romance plot comes in. Maggie is with this guy named Joe. And Maggie and Joe are my favorite relationship in this book. I just thought they were so cute. And then there's Duncan and Star and Simone and Yvette. So I'm going to talk more about these relationships, but they're pretty spoil heavy, so if you don't want to hear that, you can skip to here and it'll be spoil free. So just waiting a second until they're gone if they don't want to see this. So let's talk about Maggie and Joe, okay? Because I seriously don't think I will ever forget Maggie, and especially I won't ever forget Joe. The things that Joe did for Maggie were so kind, were so genuine. And just that scene where, they get in the big fight because Maggie's a single mom. And so when she's exposed, or when her son exposes Joe for being a part of the landlord company that's being evicted, whatever, Joe ends up leaving because they get in a big fight. And the scene where he's like waiting at the dock and the sisters go to be like, wait, you can't leave. And when he talks to the bird camera, I was like so floored. This man is so nice. And I'm not one to love age gap like in general, but I loved this romance so much that I did not care at all. And I don't know, I just really connected to them, and I thought they had real problems and they worked through it together. And I thought their family was so cute, and I thought that their like romance was like what love really is. Like it was so sweet to me. And then we have Duncan and Star, which Star is the youngest one. And their romance was kind of like childish. Like it was really cute. Like it was like, oh, there's a little something, like, oh, there's a little attraction, like it makes you giggly. Winnie, what's wrong? Hold on, I have to go get my dog because she's whining. Come here, baby. Oh, she tried to jump into Winnie. Mama's gonna get you. It's okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I guess she will be joining us for the rest of this. Are you okay? That was a big jump. You really sent it. Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh, Duncan and Star. It was, like, really cute. Like, that's how I explain it. And I thought they really did actually fit. Like, all of these romances, I was like, yeah, they belong together. So I loved them. And then Yvette and Simone were already married and were kind of having troubles having a baby. And it's really cute. This is a spoil, but we're in the spoil section, so who cares? Simone ends up actually, like she's been trying to have a baby through IVF and it hasn't been working. So Star becomes a surrogate for Simone, and it's so sweet. And their bond is just so cute. And yeah, I love this book. So we're going to leave the spoil section for now. I feel like we've talked about spoilers long enough. Bottom line, I really connected with these characters. I really connected with the sisterhood element. I thought all of these characters were really well-rounded, fleshed out characters. And although I wish, so the characters in this book are like in their 40s, like upper 30s. The way it was written, I wish they were like upper 20s, lower 30s. But honestly, that's like a small critique. But everything else, like, I loved about it. And it's not super Christmas heavy, which was actually kind of refreshing. It was just kind of winter heavy. Like, they talked about the Christmas holiday, but mostly it was about the winter solstice and like the winter holiday. So that was good. But I ended up giving this 4.5 out of 5 stars, which is crazy for me for a Christmas book. And it's honestly, like, with Christmas books, I rarely go over 4 stars. So to have a 4.5 in a Christmas book is really impressive. And I am definitely going to read more Jenny Bayliss in the future. And yeah. Anyways, guys, that's it. Winnie, you want to be in my outro? We hope you enjoyed this video. Wait, you can't kiss my face though. We hope you enjoyed this video of me reviewing A December to Remember. And I hope you will join us in our next video where we will hopefully be doing more book reviews, more book vlogs, anything bookish. But yeah, I love you. I hope you have a good day. And Winnie loves you. And so goodbye.